The Biden administration, though you would assume that this is the case, I think this is one of the first times where they have just explicitly stated what it is they are in support of. I will, and well, in this subject, which we'll explain here in a little bit, let me say this, let me preface it. I say this every time we talk about this subject. I cringe, and I have this, like, because you know something is generally fucked up, but it's also crazy how far the world's come to the point where folks discuss the subject of trans kids as if it's normal in any way, shape, or form. That's amazing to me. And folks, because there's no consequence to really anybody talking about this type of stuff, you have folks that are advocating that even though we accept that young people are not, let's say, very reliable to make decisions, rational decisions that will impact their long-term life, because they're young and they're developing. Yet for whatever reason with gender now, it's gone completely out of the fucking, it's going out of the window. Like, it's reason be damned. But the Biden administration has declared support for sex change surgeries and hormone substitutions for minors. Reading from Blaze, of course, President Joe Biden's administration has released documents endorsing sex change surgeries and cross-sex hormone substitution for minors. This is fucked up, man. These are some evil people that we're dealing with, man. Evil people. And I look, we talked about this on the News and Why It Matters earlier this week. Like, I can't have a discussion with someone and they act like that's a rational position to have. That, you can fuck someone's kids up like that for really, again, you're talking about doing irreversible damage to them. The Department of Health and Human Services Office of Population Affairs on Thursday released a document titled Gender Affirming Care for Young People. Additionally, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, National Child Traumatic Stress Network, which operates under the HHS, released a document declaring, quote, gender affirming care is trauma-informed care. And these HH documents, which were first reported by Fox, assert that gender affirming care is the standard of care for a transgender, gender diverse, and intersex youth that is approved by major medical associations, which includes American Medical Association, American Psychiatric Association, American Academy for Pediatrics. Like, you're seeing, if you didn't know with COVID, you certainly should know it now, how compromised a lot of the medical institutions and groups are. Biden's administration supports applying puberty blockers to children who identify as transgender to prevent them from developing naturally. The document suggests that cross-sex hormone substitution is beneficial in early adolescence and onward. Specifically, testosterone hormones for those who were assigned female at birth and estrogen hormones for those who were assigned male at birth. We are dealing with some real pieces of shit. Cross-sex hormone substitutions are only partially reversible, according to the OPA fact sheet. They also have unmentioned risk factors, including blood clots, infertility, and other things. While sex change surgeries are typically used in adulthood, the document observes they can be used case by case in adolescence. These include mutilating top surgery to create male typical chest shape or enhanced breasts. This is quotes from the fucking document, by the way. And bottom surgery on genitals for reproductive organs. These surgeries are not reversible. I can't keep reading this shit, bros. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to call these people other than really evil pieces of shit. Like when you are playing with people's kids like this, and like I said, we accept, and any rational person would accept that these kids are not they do not possess the intellectual capacity and mental capacity to make such a decision. Now, if they do that as their result, like as an adult, no matter how it is that anybody feels about it, whether they think it's weird or not, that is their right. But we're talking about children. We are talking about children, man. And it often seems like there's a lot of stuff that the parents are, these types, I have my own assumptions there. We know what the school systems are doing these days and what they're attempting to do. Like to act like that's just, well, okay, little Johnny put on a little headband or something, and now he wants to be a she. So now we must give this guy irreplaceable, or rather irreversible, or do irreversible damage to Johnny because he was young and made that decision. Like, that's fucking insane. And this is what I said when the topic came about with Disney. What you're having is that folks are trying, adults, this is predatory as it gets, are trying to, it's not even live through the kids. What they're attempting to do is have the kids validate their own individual existence, which is why they have, like, you can't even, what do you mean? You can't even fucking wait. Like, as the kid develops, gets at an adult age and have them make a decision for you. Can't at least do that. Instead, what you want to do is do irreversible damage at a time when they're like sponges and they're learning and they're going through their own sense of changes, just because that's what happens when you grow. And to act like they're making a completely rational decision or able to make a completely we're talking about adolescents, we're talking about children, man, it's fucked up. And I don't really have it in me to sit up there and have like a powwow back and forth with some idiot who takes the position that there is even a such thing as a quote unquote trans kid. No, you're just an evil piece of shit, right? Like, that's all it is. You're just an evil piece of shit. That's it. There's not much to argue with in that regard.
You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on YouTube.com/YoungRipper59 and Odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, EricDJuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.